Oh my God, I love another Tuesday night when we're gonna be feeling right. Oh, baby, yeah.
And his butthole super tight.
Up in your buttholes. What?
So auto-tune's not working, huh?
Wow. Wow. No, it's cool.
That's weird.
I love you too.
The icon for the buttons just now says device is not supported. And it's the one that zooms in.
Your butthole. Wait, you got a zoom? How did you do that?
Yeah.
Extreme close up. Whoa. See, you kids are too young for that reference.
Maybe.
You kids
Maybe
today don't know what it means. Bet you don't even know.
My Ken stayed up all night putting together 10 of these close-ups for you ungrateful sons of bitches. And all I hear is criticize.
Don't
Don't ask me or mine for nothing.
For nothing.
Oh, Josh, who are we?
We are your worst nightmare in a world controlled by the female narrative. Nope, can't do that one. Hold on.
No,
in a world controlled. Sure, you're on board with that one. In a world controlled by the narrative, in a conflict between the forces of the light and the dark friends who follow the Lord of Darkness and Chaos, one podcast stands alone to talk about the stories that we all love.
True.
We are the Black Tower Podcast.
Oh, it's us. Oh.
Limited LLC, no patents or copyrights. Thank you.
That was really good.
And
without
also,
a voice changer or anything.
I didn't even use the voice changer. I used the old-fashioned voice changer. I used this one right here. I use that one.
You're yelling.
I should be a voice actor, huh?
Oh, Drew Whitlicker.
Like totally, Scoob. No, we are the Black Tower Podcast. We are a Wheel of Time podcast. Yes, Wheel of Time still exists. Yes, the show got canceled. Guess what? We still got the books, motherfucker. And that's what we said. That's what we've been saying from day one. Andrew, what have we been saying from day one?
My butthole hurts.
Exactly.
And we still have the books.
My butthole hurts. And also, even if the show sucks and gets canceled, we will still have the books. We've been saying this. Those two things. Reese, what have you been saying since day one?
Also, yes.
Hey, Andrew, you got to be careful. You can't say that. Reese is an engaged woman now. Oh, shit. Did I just blow the lid off of that one?
That's right, everyone.
Gloves off. Woo. You got that sparkly.
The
Give us a close up.
now comes with a stamp.
It does.
Is it a stamp? I never called it a stamp before.
It's because you never smashed them on the forehead hard enough to leave the imprint of your old mushroom.
Hey, I love getting married. I've done it twice.
Well, that
just
sounds
hope that-
nice. I'm about to give it my first try.
Do you feel encouraged, Reese?
I do not.
Well,
Thank you.
I just hope that at your ceremony you can have all of the close siblings if there are any.
Hey, I got dibs on maid of honor. Just so Andrew can't call it. Sucker.
You look better in a dress than I do anyway.
And you know, the scary part is we know that. Like, we know that.
You know, Josh, you can be my matron of honor, and then Andrew can be my maid of honor.
I love how inclusive you are, Reese. That makes me happy.
Yeah, you know, I try.
Reese, the DEI hire at the Black Tower is got DEI wedding parties.
We got matrons of honor. We got maids of honor.
Joke?
We got all kinds of honor, but none of us here have any honor.
Well,
because there is no
it's
honor.
Like my favorite. It's like one of my favorite toasts.
Your heart.
That is correct.
It's like one of my favorite toasts, which I won't share right now because we're having a moment. But I do want to say, I want to raise my glass or cup in this case in congratulatory remarks for Aes Sedai, the eighth on Mahale, and we hope you have many, many, many happy years and all
and Mrs.
of
Mahale.
the goodness.
I mean, Mr. Mahale.
Mr. Mahale, that's right, Mr. Mahale. That's his name, by the way. Now we dub it so.
Yeah,
let him know he's Mr. Mahale.
Mm-hmm.
He's the kept man.
Why'd y'all get married? Oh, for the Mahale of it.
For the Mahale of it. So congratulations and Slanja to the happy couple.
Slanja.
Yeah, thank you.
I do like starting off the show with good news. It makes me happy.
Disgusting. You make me sick. Would you love disgusting?
That was our goal. Yeah.
Now that we know how to flush the toilet,
we're not actually getting
We're just going for the schmuck value. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much
So
love
schmucky.
does it take to make a Mahale throw up? All I can think is fucking like Dumb and Dumber. Fucking Lloyd just.
You idiot! Do you realize what you've done?
So you're
I got a gauge. What does that
there's a chance.
Yes.
It's not about
Excuse
getting
me.
married. It's about the entwining your finances and taxes.
Hey, look, single in this economy? No, thank you.
You fell victim to the classic IRS blunder.
Andrew, I've been meaning to actually.
Filing joint.
And Andrew, will you marry me strictly for the taxes and not because I'm in love with you?
This
Stop
makes
recording.
this
Stop
reminds
recording.
me of basic training. Would you marry me not for the love, but for the TRICARE, the BAH, and BAS?
That's right. That's goddamn right. I
may not care, but TRICARE
I
does.
will be the best dependa you've ever had.
Oh yeah, I've already got the fat part down.
Hey, what's up with Black Tar Podcast? We do actually discuss Wheel of Time from time to time. Haha, see what I did there?
Edit this intro. There's some shit I gotta
Yeah,
actually
we
take
are.
out.
Yep, nope, we tainted all. This is the tainty goodness that the patrons pay for. So if you're not here seeing this live or tuning in for our early access, guess what? You ain't getting it.
That's what happens when we start recording a whole hour and a half later than normal.
It's
hour.
what happens. We're already one or two of these in.
I am already a tall boy.
Responsible for the time change. Okay.
Loose lips sink ships.
Loose lips get cream pied.
You know what they say? You know what they say? People in glass houses sink ships.
Why don't you make like a tree? Hey, get the fuck out of here.
We're gonna get you a book of Proverbs or something. This mix and match and shit's gotta go. Hey, don't cross the road if you can't get out of the kitchen.
It's fucking true. It's fucking true.
It's true. You know, he's not wrong.
I feel like so we have an official shot for Black Tower Podcast. It's the Oscar
we do
Moreno.
indeed,
I
and
feel
it's
like the
delicious.
official movie for Black Tower Podcast is got to be Boondock Saints.
The first one, the best one.
The first one, yeah.
I do love the sequel.
If we need a runner up to be a second movie to watch after that, I think The Gentleman's a great one.
Ooh,
it's like in the same vein of like Irishy goodness.
Not
got some
trying
of
to
our
steal
favorite
it.
words.
I'm trying to buy it.
Trying to buy it
for good money.
A full
honest
bag.
money. Clean money. Full bag. Stop fucking around.
Fucking around, cunts. I'm sure you're all roadmen. Rowdy men, right? Proper gangsters.
The look on Charlie Hunnam's face when he's just done with him, he's just like, pulls out the gun.
Oh, they just
just points it at him.
He's so fucking fed up with their shit.
Put it down slowly, and then he puts it down. He's
like shoos him away like a fucking cat.
Love it.
I still say like my favorite part is the other guy, the coach. Sean is it Sean O'Connell? The guy that plays the coach.
Oh, fucking no! It's
I know I'm close in the name.
no, you're not. Hold up. He's an Irishman. It's a fucking
Colin Farrell.
coach.
I was not close at all.
Colin Farrell. What's the
Colin
smell
Farrell.
of wee in here?
When he pulls the guy out of the trunk and the dude's like freaking out, he's like, calm the fuck down.
Calm the fuck down.
I'm like,
It's
how
fuck,
did you,
yeah, but
how
like
did
with a
everybody-
PH.
How did everybody not lose their shit laughing when he went, calm the fuck down? Now, in a few moments, you're going to witness your participation in said film. Have a sip of tea. Might make you feel better. You got a fucking rough night. Anyway, people that know all about rough nights, but not in the same way from the gentleman, rough nights of making your auditory dreams come true. We're going to go ahead and spoiler warn this entire thing right
Let's
here
do it.
and now.
Let's fucking go.
Luscious voices of the original audiobooks, Kate Redding and Michael Kramer.
Fucking
Shut your
legends.
fucking pie hole and listen close.
This episode contains spoilers from the entire Wheel of Time series.
If you have not read the series, you are at risk of being spoiled.
You have been warned.
That crisp K is where I always like just bust my.
Well,
It's
and
like
I
the
also
best-
love
It's like
the
the best, most watched part in the video, but like audio.
I love the depth into you have been warned.
Mhm.
Like Michael Kramer, see, I have to go Vader to pull that same effect off. Like, look at what I have to do to pull off a fraction of what we can do. Like Michael Kramer is just God. The voice is like honey. Love it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Michael Kramer saying adversaries like everybody else trying their hardest in life. You know?
Or Sean Connery saying adversary. Adversary.
50 no's and 1 yes still means yes.
A mustache or a question.
Take off that
I'm gonna have
trash
to-
money penny. I'd like to get to know ya.
I really hope I remember to edit all this shit out.
Yeah, you better. Otherwise,
You know
we're
who will make sure that
full.
you have the memory to edit stuff out? Dubby! Your
What?
best source for powdered, jitterless, non-artificial bullshittery energy. If you're feeling unfocused, unenergized, and just not ready to go to town with that, maybe brand new
Oof.
fiance in your life, and you need some
feeling all
energy.
those things. Oh my god.
W.GG.
Speaking to me.
It's like he's
W.GG.
speaking to me.
You can go right on over W.GG. Use code
Shut
BTP and get 10%
Shut up.
off. Do it.
Dude, that banner is awesome.
There's also a link in the show notes or description below to get your own tub of W Be Better Jitterless Energy Blend. And they got a ton of amazing flavors. Josh and I can attest they're fantastic. And I have a feeling that here pretty soon, both Mr. and Mrs. Mahel can tell you to get yourself over the fuck up.
Get
Fuck.
W-tized.
Yeah. Get on over there.
Yeah.
Get on over there. That's
We're
not
gonna-
his
we're
mouth
gonna
sewn
get
shut.
some-
He's
We're
not
gonna
dead.
get some W vision, I have a feeling.
You know what we should do? We should do a
Hey,
TikTok
babe, you ready for
series.
tonight? Snort this W real quick.
Wow. We should do a W series where
I'm
we
ready for
sample all the
honeymoon.
flavors.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we should, yeah. They probably have
All
a
right.
ton by now. I haven't looked at
They
the
do
flavors
have a
in
lot of
long
flavors
time.
by now. And they're all good. I have yet to have a bad flavor.
Oh, they've got anime collabs now. They've got one with Chainsaw Man.
yeah.
Bleeding Orange. Holy shit.
They've got lots
They
of
got a
good
s'mores
flavors.
flavor. Tiger's Blood.
I do love the blood of the tiger.
I thought the song was about the eye of the tiger.
The song
Here's
is
a
about the eye of the
calligraphy bundle.
tiger.
Anyway, go and check them out. They're on Twitch, Kick, Caffeine, whatever the fuck that is, YouTube. They got all kinds of bundles and shit, and it's great
And remember,
energy.
it's w.gg, like good game, motherfucker.
Ugh. Anyway, finally moving into this episode after we spent
Finally.
nearly 20 minutes.
I want to try their solo leveling flavor. Sorry, I'm just throwing that out there real quick.
Yeah. it actually doubles as Viagra. Arise.
Yes. Alright. Dude, that'd be a dope ass name. Like instead of like Rougiette and Blue Chew, you can just have Arise.
Babe, you feel like getting freaky? Yeah. Arise.
Arise.
Have you seen the the funny skit of like where the English voice actor for Jinwoo fucking did all the different sound bits?
No.
There's one where he goes erect.
Sweet. Love it.
Right, it's good. You got to look it up. Anyway, speaking of erect, what are we talking about tonight? Josh, I'm gonna ask you to say this because I can't say that phrase and then say anybody else's name.
No, I think we should let
do that.
Reese take this one.
Speaking of erect.
Your phrase, not mine. I'm safe.
We're talking about the sisters who choose another way. Kin, keeping their kinky traditions alive. Wait, no.
Wrong
Looking around that
episode.
table.
Wrong episode. That's the Only Taints account. You gotta subscribe to the Only Taints for that.
That's a different.
Look at them showing their hairlines.
Oh, showing their
Bunch
hair.
of
I bet
oozle
there's some ankles peeking out from under them long dresses.
Those hussies.
Them
Light
hussies.
skirts. Reese
No, we're
has
talking
an
about the kids.
accoutrement for every circumstance. Have you noticed?
Did you say an accoutrement?
Accoutrement.
You did. You said
I
an
didn't say a
accoutrement.
coochie mount. I said
Accoutrement.
accoutrement. Means
What,
an
you
accessory.
think you talking French now?
No, I don't speak surrender.
I
I would say French people be catching strays left and right, but you got to actually be on the battlefield to catch one. Oh! Anyway, so the kin. Let's talk about who are the kin. Josh,
I'm actually pretty excited about this episode, guys, because I love the kin. I think they are a really awesome example. Huh?
Super underrated.
Super underrated. I think they're a great example of. Okay, for those of you who've not read Mistborn, I'm gonna throw a Mistborn reference in here real
Only
quick.
read the first couple chapters. Don't fucking ruin it.
I'm not.
You're
not
some
gonna.
bitch.
Spoiler.
You're not gonna be mad. All right. You're not gonna be mad.
So
But
We all think the spoiler warning was a good idea.
No, so it's actually like in the first chapter of the first book where Vin is talking about how does anybody get away with crime with the eternal leader being so eternal leadery about shit. And Kelsier is like,
all right.
Kelsier is like the perfect place for corruption to exist is within the so-called perfect system of government, right? And we have the kin, I believe, is sort of the fruit of the authoritarian institution of the White Tower, right? Because at some point in time, the White Tower went, we have carte blanche over Sidar. We own it. It is ours. And there were a lot of people who took issue with that.
Creator
the
be damned.
took issue with that. The Aiel Wise Ones took issue with that. And so as a result, they hid their capabilities from the White Tower.
The whole reason the Sea Folk every couple years send their weakest channelers to the White Tower.
Exactly.
And why they refuse passage to Aes Sedai on their ships normally.
And everybody just thinks, and for some reason the White Towers never put it together.
And the one time they don't, it's fucking Elaine that's like, oh, look at that shit in this fucking sky. Wild. We told you to stay below decks.
Fucking
you better start
believing at the bow of the ship.
You better start believing in ghost stories, Mrs. Strachan. You're in one.
Entire, like sub like Aja that just like knows all of these secrets about the different peoples. Like it's like a
it's all the leadership
subset of the brown Aja is just like we know all of these things.
Like, well, the super secret librarians
sense.
of the brown Aja and the hall and above all know the secrets of the 13th depository. Depository. Not suppository. That's what I had to take last week to finally get rid of that cough.
Well, but most of the
finally takes to turn you is the 13th suppository. A circle of 13, and
you put 13 suppositories in me. I'll do whatever you want me to do just to get it to stop.
I'm gonna turn around and fire them out like a World War II trench machine gun. You better hope you haven't fed me Taco Bell. That chalupa's coming back for a vengeance.
Okay. But that would actually make sense for the Brown Aja to know, because all the sea folk who are sent to the White Tower,
Go to the
do
Brown
they
Aja.
all
I think-
exclusively go to the Brown Aja?
Not only that, I think they also become the caretakers of the 13th depository by happenstance. I feel like I
Which is
remember us
just-
talking about that.
Awkward, weird. But anyway,
hold on, let me see.
Coincidental.
Then you've got the White Tower that's got this like very sort of
Looking
arrogant
it up right now while
idea
you're talking.
that they have a chokehold on Sidar. They've got ownership of Sidar, and they do have some ownership. Like as women who can channel, you have some ownership of Sidar, but you do not have exclusive ownership. And the kin.
So librarians, the depository is maintained by 3 specially chosen librarians. All of them are Brown Aja and members of the Atheon Mier. Yeah. So
That seems like an odd choice.
It is the people. Well, they have a vested interest in keeping secrets secret. So who better to put in charge of cataloging the secrets than the people whose very culture is dependent on the keeping of secrets?
Does that mean that someone in the White Tower knows?
Well, yeah.
How did that get established?
The hall and above know about the 13th depository. The higher echelon of leadership knows. The Keeper of the Chronicles' chief responsibility is to maintain control and awareness and secrecy of the 13th depository. That's why it's the Keeper of the Chronicles. That's the origin or part of the origin of the name.
Okay.
But within that, like you put like, hey, who better to keep the secrets of this entity, of this super secret archive, than people who, by definition, would be at risk of it being revealed? I can hear myself through you, Josh.
You can hear yourself?
Yeah. I got really excited and started talking louder, and now I can hear myself like I'm on speakers instead of earphones.
Oh no, that's not okay. Okay, hold on.
Did you put me next to your ears where your headphone is?
No, I did not. I don't have headphones in right now. I'm just playing on a regular speaker.
Fucking dirtbag.
I'm sorry. I'll turn the volume down.
Andrew and Reese here gathered up at least 2 headphones to put together so no one would hear other sides, and all I can hear is criticize. Don't ask me or Bose or any other headphone manufacturer for nothing. Yeah, that's right. You untangle those skull candies, you sumbitch.
Now, we all think the headsets were a good idea.
I think we all think the speakers were a good idea, but could have been done better.
Could have been done better.
I love
how about we do it with the no headset this time, but then we'll do a headset next time, but done right.
Maybe we should always do partially intoxicated episodes with Andrew, because then I remember random shit like all of the librarians for the 13th depository are sea folk. I feel like sober me doesn't remember that, but like partially intoxicated me is like, oh, inner sanctum knowledge. Sometimes I remember shit.
Interesting factoids as well.
She does. Especially about very close siblings. I don't know shit about Wheel of Time, but you want to know about these cousins?
Kissing cousins.
Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Reese, did you have an interesting factoid to share?
No.
Okay.
Are you sure?
All right. So let's get us going. Overview on the kin. The kin are a group of women who once belonged to the White Tower in some capacity, but were either rejected or cast out of the White Tower, or left the White Tower of their own accord and formed their own society in Abu Dar. They are not bound by the 3 oaths, as they never made it to Aes Sedaihood, thus never swore the oaths. They are not bound by the Tower's strict politics. In fact, the Tower en masse says doesn't say anything about them because they're not aware of their existence, which puts them in a stark contrast to the Aes Sedai. So, you may think of them as rebels, especially with the nearby comparison to the discovery of the kin to Saladar, the actual tower in rebellion. Especially in comparison, but in general, the kin are not rebels. Reese, I think you had a specific thought or note on.
Yeah, the thing about the kin is that they're not necessarily like put out of the tower by choice. A lot of them are put out for one reason or another, either being like not strong enough in the power to achieve the shawl, or burning out, or just, whatever reason, not being able to pass the test. Whatever reason it may be, they're put out and they're given a lot of rules that they need to abide by for being put out of the tower, which are kind of difficult when
Fucking weird too.
yeah,
Right?
it's kind of hard
You
to
break these
abide
rules,
by.
we'll know, and it's like it's one of those like secrets where like adults would tell kids stuff, and then they'd be like, and then you become a teenager and you're like, wait, how would they fucking know?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what happens with the kin.
Aren't there some members of the kin as well that just never went to the tower? Like they figured out they could channel and didn't want to go to the tower, so they joined the kin. I swear I remember seeing that somewhere.
There are, but they're a bit of a rarity for it. And we'll kind of get into that a little bit later. But it is a feature. So they do other stuff in regards to the tower, but channelers, they find they also would work to guide to the tower. So it's a kind of weird thing. Like you have an entity of people that were put out of the tower for basically being told you're not good enough. Is the general case. Like you're not strong enough to make Accepted, you're not strong enough to make Aes Sedai, for a lot of these folks. But they come across like prospective channelers and they will kind of like forward them like a shitty email chain onto the White Tower. But
you guys, are you guys old enough to know what chainmail is?
Yeah, are you guys old enough to know what that is? Like forward this email or you'll have 7 years of
No. Okay, so you just answered my question, and the answer to that question is no.
No,
there used to be
it's not.
The original chainmail
example.
No. The original chainmail was literally done in snail mail. You would lick a stamp, put it in an envelope, and send it to someone, and then they would send it, and you'd have like a list. You'd get a list of names and addresses of people who had joined this chainmail, and then you would send a postcard to every single person and add your name to the list, and then send it on to another person who then had to send a postcard to every single person on the list and then add their own name to the list.
It started like Sidene. It was originally kind of beautiful and then got tainted and destroyed by the internet.
It was actually really cool.
I feel like hearing that, I feel like it's like Office Space, and he's like, nah, man, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. What the hell is wrong with you?
Look,
it was actually added to being like scrawling everybody's number on the
I don't even care. I don't even care that I sound like the old man right now. That shit was cool as hell, because you would get a thing and you'd be like, oh, cool. I'm going to go down to my local fucking gift shop and buy, 20 postcards that literally cost a nickel. And then I'm going to put someone's name on them and address. And I'm going to say, hello from Utah. My name is Josh. Hope you have an awesome day. I don't know who that person is, but I guarantee you.
Copy and paste back then.
Those are my things.
You couldn't. You had to handwrite that shit.
I hand jammed. Hello, I live in Utah.
And then the coolest thing was you sent it on, and guess what? For like the next 6 months, you got
surprise, motherfucker.
From everyone, to quote Gary Oldman. And it's like, I don't know who you are, but you've got all these people that are like, oh my God, you're sending me, who are you sending me postcards? Boom. Original chainmail. Awesome. And all of my Gen Xers are going to know what I'm talking about.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's all right. I'll give you that one.
Again, not to sound like old man shouts at sky or anything, but it was awesome back then because you had to handwrite that shit.
Yeah, no.
You had to handwrite that.
I'm AIM era. Sorry, old man. Like,
wow.
My era of chainmail was forward this to at least 15 people, or a demon will show up in your room and suck your asshole out through your nose. Speaking of assholes and noses, structure and secrecy. That's how they all work. It was always some ludicrous shit, like some demon girl will show up in your room in a mirror at the west corner, blah blah blah. If you don't have the mirror, there'll magically be a mirror there.
Mm-hmm.
If you need to know what we're talking about, all you have to do is listen to the song "Virus Alert" by Weird Al Yankovic. Anyway,
Sounds
for
like
the
last trip to Planned
kin,
Parenthood.
the reason why this is applicable to the kin is because they had to keep things under wraps, but they had to do
Just like
enough
my last trip to Planned Parenthood.
Double wrap it before you tap it. I don't want to wear the headset anymore. Headset warning. Headset warning.
This is great.
Juicy.
Structure and
No. Wait.
Oh,
Anyway.
so unlike the Aes
so-
Sedai, who had their very strict oaths on the oath rod, leadership structure through strength and through Aja division and the Hall and the Amerlin and the Keeper and all this bureaucratic red tape bullshit. The kin went and looked at all that and just said,
How about no? Yeah.
and they just
You're
kind of
right.
went more with experience.
You're right.
They just picked experience as like their main defining factor. They had a leadership structure. They had a bit of a council, which was like the elder members of the kin, and then they had the eldest, who was like the main de facto leader. Well, not de facto, the main leader. Who was just like the person that survived the longest and had the most knowledge, most experience, and just been doing this shit for the longest. Crazy concept. Military, you could learn a shit from this amongst the enlisted. Don't just give the person with the highest stripes. Maybe let somebody that's been doing it for a long time do it. You know,
They will never learn that lesson ever.
that's true.
Well, but even in the kin, they did learn that lesson though,
They did.
because
So
leadership was rotated.
yeah, they would rotate in and out because living as long as they did, and this gets us kind of into the oath rod thing. Living as long as they did, they can only have an eldest be in charge openly, at least for so long before they would have to rotate out, because people would start asking questions about why they didn't seem to age. We'll probably bring this up like 7 or 8 times, like coming up, but because the kin did not swear oaths on the oath rod, their lifespans were never cut in half.
Weird.
Fucking crazy concept. A
It's almost
situation
like
that
the oath rod was a bad idea.
Almost like a punishment, maybe.
almost like it used to be the binding rod. Bro, we're having too much fun with this shit.
We are. There's no
I should have never
Nope.
recommended you voice mine.
wrong,
Bro.
motherfucker.
Don't be rude.
Somebody's gonna make it to 39 minutes and be like, nope, not doing it.
But okay, so getting back to the kin, because we are doing this. We're trying to do this anyway. You know what? Sometimes the taint just comes for you, and that's just how it is. And you tell the taint, "Good boy." So the kin has an interesting relationship with the world, right? Because some could argue that they have more stringent rules than the White Tower does, but they also have more freedom in a lot of ways because they're able to explore weaves. They're able to explore different
getting there.
different ways of doing things that are not quote unquote tower sanctioned. And so as a result, the kin in a lot of ways is the White Tower that we should have had fighting at the last battle, that we should have had fighting at Tarman Gaiden, because the kin was a secret to most of the world, which means they were a secret to Dark Friends, which means it was a secret to the Black Aja, which means you didn't have the Black Aja eroding the culture of the kin, right? So our lifespans are longer. We have more ability to experiment with the power. We have discovery of talents within the kin, all while blending in to the general populace, not raising any eyebrows, not making any scenes, not making any waves, and
They hide in plain sight.
thriving.
And that's kind of my favorite part of the kin is that, you know, their main rule when being put out from the tower, for whatever reason they're put out from the tower, is you're not allowed to channel anymore. And all of them are just kind of like, okay.
All of them are just kind of like,
Great, no problem.
sure, I'll never do that again.
And then it's just kind of funny that this entire group is just like, okay, well, clearly that's highly irrational. So we're going to make our own group and find a way to do this
No Aes Sedai.
logically. And I think that's one of the great parts of the kin is that they kind of expand where the tower cannot because of the rules that they have created. So they're kind of able to push boundaries.
Are they
That's
are they a counterbalance to the attack on the White Tower?
yes, absolutely. Which is remind us of that a bit later on.
Okay.
I think that fits a little bit later on because there's still a little bit kind of like leading up to kind of main story events
Copy that.
that I like about the kin to cover. And like when I say a little bit, I mean like 2 paragraphs. Like if I had to say like part 3, you know, kind of thing. It's weird. Like why the kin has survived, kind of stuff. Beyond like the intricacies we learn later on about how the White Tower regards them or doesn't. Because they don't know, or they do. Who knows? Anyway, we know, but we'll talk about it later. Keep listening to find out. Abu Dar. We learned a lot about how Abu Dar operates and just is as a city through Nynaeve, Elaine, and Matt. Right? It's a very chaotic city, a very bustling city, a very trade-centric city that also has a ton of crime in it. It's the perfect place to hide in plain fucking sight and just
Touche.
be in the middle, which is what the kin aim for. And whenever Elaine and Nynaeve discover who they are and that they can channel and have the kin believing that they are full Aes Sedai, which even by Saladar standards, they're not at this point. They're like, after, you know, a woman is here for X amount of years, we rotate her out to the farm where she goes and lives out until everybody here that remembers her is like dead, and then they can rotate back in, and that's how we keep that done. We make money by providing services and doing all the stuff, but we keep a low profile kind of thing. And one of the biggest things that they do is that they maintain a state of humility, which is in direct contrast to, especially at this time, Aes Sedai arrogance, right? Aes Sedai are like basically the nobility of the channeling world, right? They're, you know, you should worship the ground I walk on the off chance that my shit heals your wounds.
Because it definitely don't stink.
Yeah.
Correct.
We
If
all
nothing
know
else.
Aes Sedai. Aes Sedai don't drop turds, tear on grill.
Correct.
And they piss the elixir of life.
This is scientifically sound information.
Mm-hmm.
But while the Aes Sedai in the White Tower are busy like squabbling between Ajas and protecting like Aja's secrets and all this other shit, the kin are just living their life and putting all of their channeling knowledge to practical use and discovering new uses because they're like you were talking about earlier, Josh, they're not restricted by the prescribed practices of the White Tower. And in fact, many of them never learned those restrictions, much less had to deal with them. So they just try shit. And there's frequent times that like even the kin, when they're trying to explain shit to Elaine and Nynaeve on how they discovered it, they're like, I don't know. I just did it one day and it worked. So I just remembered how I did it. And so now I do it again. And I'm like, fuck me. I've made dishes like that where I'm like, this is fucking delicious. I don't know why I started doing this, but I did and it worked. So now I do it this way.
I just thought one day, hey, this sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
This might be delicious. Everybody's had that moment though. Everybody's had that moment where they go, oh,
what if I added nutmeg to this right now?
I'll bet that would be really cool. And it's not even just to cooking though. Who's Meg?
Oh, she's a character from Family Guy.
Wow.
Over 18. Over 18.
Giggity.
That's for Quagmire. She is over 18. At least in the current strata of Family Guy.
Okay. Okay.
But, so the Kin Society is built around the concepts of survival, cooperation, and the preservation of knowledge. Which all sounds like things that the White Tower says that they are about.
However,
Correct.
But they don't do it very well. I mean, shit. They have 3 secret librarians from a secret channeling society to hide their secrets from their secrets. Come on.
what are you insinuating, Andrew?
Yeah,
The
Andrew.
White Tower is an allegory for the Vatican?
Weird.
We just gotta
No,
find
but-
the 3 librarians and where they're from. Like, come on.
You mean the 3 seashells?
Somebody walk out on the poop deck of the boat and see them flying around looking into the
Funny
past.
that he said
Poop deck.
Jack with the 3 seashells.
You know they get really
Love
mad
it.
on a ship if you poop on the poop deck?
Yeah, they do. They get real mad.
Fucking liars.
Well,
They're
So-
not
3
happy with that.
So, a bunch of
but
shit
the-
happens.
Rand goes to town. A bunch of shit happens. Rand dies, but doesn't die.
seashells everywhere.
Life is
Rand
saved,
can now light
and now
a
we're
pipe
on.
with his
cruise ship.
thoughts. No,
I mean, I can't
so
too. Just THOTS.
I do love though that the kin, like I said, I think they've got this really cool system for blending in, right? Hiding in plain sight kind of a thing.
Mhm.
They spend some time in the city, and then after they spend so many years in public view, they go, oh, we don't want people to get suspicious, so they rotate them in and out, and they act like the new person coming in is just moving into town, and I happen to have knowledge of healing and healing herbs, and definitely not any of that, which also fits with the allegory of the Vatican, because you've got women, because I don't know if you guys realize this or not, but witches is a concept created by the Vatican to declare war on women who know shit. Okay?
Well,
It
you can
the
just go
witch's
with mainstream
hammer.
Catholicism, but yeah,
I mean, but the Nicene Council,
it's not any different now. But
right, but the Nicene Council literally voted to say that Jesus is divine and Jesus is our savior, as they laid the foundation for modern Christianity. And then they took it a step further because they had to erase the women's role in modern Christianity. They had to say, okay, cool, look it up, this is all true. They had to say, okay, so basically women who have any knowledge, midwives, healers, anyone who has knowledge of herbs, anyone who has any authority or trust in the community, we have to destroy that authority and trust in the community. The kin are, it's a little different, right? Because we find out later on in the series that the kin are known by the White Tower, but are only allowed to continue operating so long as they serve the purposes of the White Tower. But even the White Tower has no idea the depths and size that they've been able to grow to. And this is once again allegorical of, you've got educated women who go underground hiding from the Spanish Inquisition and the Catholic Church, because the last thing they need is their understanding of nature and herbs and healing to be declared witchcraft and to be brutally tortured and murdered. A trend that goes for hundreds and hundreds of years.
back to the kin. There comes a point, Elena and Nynaeve have learned the secret of the kin. They've kept it a secret for a while. The kin has helped them recover the Bowl of the Winds. They've done a ton of good to aid the cause that is not Elida's. And eventually, Egwene has to find out, because Egwene becomes the new Amerlin seat of the Tower in Exile, or the Rebel Aes Sedai, depending on your perspective. And Elena and Nynaeve, who both trust Egwene and are not familiar with how much Egwene has actually changed as a person. Not that this is a bad decision, it's not. But they are surprised at how Egwene like reacts because they haven't really, other than in dreams, they haven't really truly interacted with Egwene since Egwene became Amyrlin. Really, Egwene discovers the kin and that they exist. Oh, and the kin are flabbergasted. Some of them faint. They're fucking freaking out. Well, they fainted whenever Elaine and Nynaeve found them as well. But they're freaking out because now the Amyrlin knows. They're like, holy shit. And I think there's a point where like Egwene is talking with Sulin and Sulin's not reacting at all. And Egwene's like, why aren't you shocked? And Sulin's like, oh no, the kin.
Oh,
Crazy. And Egwene's like, you son of a bitch, you knew. And Sulin's like, maybe.
Egwene looks at Sulin, and Sulin is unsurprised, and it's like,
perfect. But so all this conversation happens, and this is how Egwene finds out essentially that the Oath Rod halves the lifespans of the Aes Sedai. That swearing the oath is a lot more than just saying, I'll tell the truth. I promise to tell no word that is untrue, to make no weapon with which one man to kill another, to not use the one power against anyone other than Shadow Spawn or in the defense of my own life or the life of my sisters. Egwene learns that it's more than just uttering words to not do something, that it takes a toll, and that essentially it takes half of your lifespan. And this leads to some inter-turmoil, to her credit, for Egwene to sit there and be like, the Oath Rod really takes a lot of stuff to get used to, but also nobody knows about this. I should really tell everybody, but I'm not gonna, because I need to become
because by this time Egwene's a company woman and has been fully indoctrinated.
She's been bought by big Aes Sedai.
And the funny thing is too, is they're like, oh yeah, by the way, the kin exists. And Egwene is like, damn it, why didn't you tell me? Oh, because it's only like a dozen women out there who can channel.
Yeah, that's also the thing. Sulin and Leanne are like, it's not that many. And then like Egwene like pulls back a curtain and points, and Sulin and Leanne are like,
oh, well, well, you know.
Talk about kicking a can down the fucking road. Holy
Not only
shit.
that, but like, dude, like, okay, the kin have more, in many ways, more capability than the Aes Sedai do. More population. They outnumber the Aes Sedai. Like, that's a statistic that we don't talk about. The kin outnumber the Aes Sedai. The kin are also almost all of them older than the Aes Sedai.
Well, so the oldest kin is Rhiannon Corley, who is the kin's elder. Most Aes Sedai rarely, Catswain is an outlier, most Aes Sedai rarely live past the age of 300. Rhiannon Corley is 411 years old at the time Elaine asks her. She is a full 111, allegedly, a full 111 years, that's triple ones, older than the potentially oldest Aes Sedai that they're aware of. All the Aes Sedai are like, if I live to 250, I've lived a long, good life. Meanwhile, the kin are like, I'm only 350, I've got another 100 in me. Bruh. Which is what like shakes Egwene so much, but also which is what allows the kin to maintain such incredible records and knowledge and weaves. They maintain healing weaves that the Aes Sedai have learned, developed, and then forgotten.
Correct.
That they teach Nynaeve, and Nynaeve is like, which I think the kin are the ones that show Nynaeve the ability to heal using all 5 weaves of the power, which ultimately leads to her using all 5 weaves of the power to heal Stilling. If I remember the order of events correctly. Don't quote me on it, but it sounds like some shit Robert Jordan would write. Was it for the kin, Nynaeve would have not have thought, hey, let me use all 5 weaves of the power and then heal Logain, and then immediately be like, I just healed the most dangerous person in this camp, and they can use magic again. Help. But beyond that, the tower uses the kin, and it's only the leadership that knows that they're using the kin. Because all of the people they cast out, and they say, hey, don't tell our secrets, don't go out and do crazy shit, we're watching you. Well, the tower itself just thinks like, oh, they'll believe us because they believe anything we say because we can't tell a lie. The leadership is like, well, the kin catches them all, for the most part, which turns out that's what's been happening. The kin is catching most of the outcast
Well,
and watching
we
them.
see this. We see this, right? We see this where
They catch Elaine and Nynaeve.
they catch Elaine and Nynaeve, and they're like, yeah, don't act like you belong to the White Tower, girl.
Nice try,
And
novice.
This is how the kin is blown wide open, which one can once again say that this is a turning of the wheel. This is the will of the wheel, because
the first one takes so long to it takes them so long to find out about the kin, because the woman that catches them and the second and the third just make it out that they're agents of the tower. They're so good at concealing who they are. They're the fucking French resistance of channeling outcast. Sorry, I very much interrupted your thought.
No, you did not. You went right along with it, and I love it. It's perfect.
The kin, viva la resistance. But
they really do
helping you.
I wouldn't even say that they're a resistance, right? I would say that they're a very I'd say they're an exclusive club, right? And in this exclusive club, the reason why they're an exclusive club is because you have to be careful about who you let in to this club for the specific reason of
voice generator.
I was misled. I'm sorry.
What was that?
Well, it had the word exclusive, and I thought I was going to be funny. I thought I was going to be funny,
and you suck. It's okay. I still love you. No, but you have this scenario in which the kin they exist because they toe the line, and the tower knows about the tip of the iceberg, the literal tip of the iceberg. And when Elaine and Nynaeve discover the kin and they start, oh my God, investigating what happens, what exists down here. This is insane. This is crazy.
Me learning
all
about
of a sudden
in the early 2000s.
All of a sudden,
Am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club? Am I not?
Yeah.
I'm done.
Are you? So you've got the kin that serves as like this really strange sort of sieve, right? Where the responsibility falls on the kin to identify women who are straight up actually done with the tower and ready to join the kin to be protected and saved. Also, women who are idiots and who will blow the lid off of the organization they have. So they either A, send them back to the tower, or B, ignore them, act like they don't exist, and just send them away and tell them, you need to go away from here. The ironic thing here is that they actually identified Egwene and Nynaeve as women who are not worthy to exist within the kin and keep the secrets of the kin. And I think that's funny.
But they were also scarily accurate, right?
Yeah.
Because they accurately identified Nynaeve as accepted and Egwene as a novice.
Because for centuries they've been doing this, and you don't do something for literal centuries and not get good at it.
What do you think, Reese?
I think that's one of the things that it's almost like I hope the tower has a better handle on it than it seems, because these women are skilled at identifying women who are put out from the tower and keeping them from becoming a problem. Basically, they're like, oh, hey, hi, yeah, you're upset, so are we. Come on in, friend. Let's give you a place to let go of that angst and put that to good use. And it's just kind of interesting where it's almost like the island of misfit toys for Aes Sedai. Where they just pick up all the women that were put out for one reason or another. Be it that they weren't strong enough, they weren't skilled enough, they weren't calm enough, and kind of gave them another place. And I think that's interesting that, being forced into this kind of misfit area, they're able to kind of pick up all the other misfits and be like, no, come here. We'll help. It's okay. We get it. It's terrible. I know. We'll fix it. And they're like, yeah, we know, we get it. They all suck. We hate them too. Come on, will bitch with you and find a place for you in society and make it like, of course you're gonna channel again. That's crazy. Don't worry, we'll figure it out.
We know how to
And
do it secretly.
and I think that's really cool. Where it's like, it's almost like the White Tower is like, these women can't fit, but at the same time, it's like they totally fit. Like they couldn't have developed this entire infrastructure if they didn't have a place at the White Tower. Like, of course they fit at the White Tower. It was just overlooked.
So,
Overlooked
turns out-
because
as it turns
they've
out,
got-
the vast majority of the White Tower is just like they don't meet. They're not up to snuff. They don't meet the standard. They gotta go.
Mhm.
But
Correct.
at some point in Tower history, there's a leadership that either identifies the need or becomes aware of the existence.
Yeah. What?
And
Everything okay?
either says this should be a thing or agrees to allow it to continue to be a thing. I think this was the formation of the kin is inevitable. You have a lot of people with a shared living experience, with shared fears and shared desires. They're gonna probably come together, especially if they can live to be, I don't know, at least 300 plus years fucking old. But what ends up happening is, out of a fear of being discovered, they capture runaways and push them back to the White Tower, which is fucking wild. Most of you were kicked out unceremoniously because you couldn't be strong enough, and you return people to... That's a weird version of Stockholm Syndrome, but self-preservation kind of comes in. The ones that leave or get cast out, they take in, and they're like, we'll teach you, and we'll give you a safe space, and all, you'll be good. And then you find out that they also take in, as they find potential new channelers, they guide them to the tower.
Mm-hmm.
And all of this, to me, kind of like comes to a crux whenever Egwene outlines her plan for the kin with her version of the White Tower. That all of them that wish to can rejoin. They can remain in the tower at whatever level they arise to, and they can test to grow to new level. And a vast majority of the kin are overjoyed at the chance to rejoin the tower at some capacity.
Mm-hmm.
But also, Egwene is like, retirement is also a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you retire, you can go to the kin, and you can carry on like your Aes Sedai knowledge to the kin. Like, Egwene does an incredible... Like, this is like peak Egwene. Like, making decisions and
100%.
being an incredible leader and just doing all of this shit that just makes the kin incredible. But ultimately, I think we really have to give the kin credit for... There's no way to quantify exactly how much of the White Tower's strength exists, because the kin returned runaway channelers and guided prospective new channelers to the White Tower. The kin themselves...
That's a great question.
Well, they were already struggling to recruit on their own, because they didn't go out and recruit. They just said, come to us.
Mm-hmm.
The kin were just like, oh, I found a girl that seems like she might be able to, like, she can channel. You should go here.
And I feel like that's almost like a self-preservation thing, where it's like they had a good thing going, where it was like the people that were put out of the tower that didn't have another place to go, they all kind of found that, camaraderie in the kin. But at the same time, like, if somebody left, that was a threat to them. If they got found with them, that was a threat to them. So, like, get your ass back to the tower, little bitch. Sorry. Like, if you get put out, sure, come find us. But until then, get the hell back there. We don't want you. Like,
but also the White Tower is forced to, like, see a whole group of people that were trusted by their society without the oath, which is also mega important. Like, I think equally as important.
Yeah, and I think that's a big kind of like change point for the White Tower, and that these are people that, I mean, really, it's almost like a kind of, they have to kind of acknowledge their mistakes when it comes to the kin, because these are people that they had put out that weren't good enough to meet their standards. But at the same time, they're holding their own and keeping their own structure and keeping their own order and their own, like, they have an entire structure outside of the White Tower to keep bad things from happening, that, like, really the White Tower might think could happen, that they're watching for, that isn't happening because the kin is finding it first. And it's kind of like the kin are almost, they're like guardian angels, keeping this stuff from happening in the broad scale, and like keeping the White Tower clean in the like public eye. And it's like, oh, it's kind of like, once the Aes Sedai find out about it, it's almost like they're their like shadow work people that keep the kind of lesser people from coming to the public eye over the years, and now they can bring those people back into their fold because they've had time to train. I think it also gives the Aes Sedai that, oh, maybe we just didn't have time kind of thing.
So
I think.
Go ahead, Josh.
Go ahead. Well, I was just going to say, I think the interesting thing here is that there's an irony here, right? Because the kin.
Are you saying irony because they're women and you want them to iron your clothes?
Wow.
Fucking sexist pig.
Wow. The misogyny.
Don't worry, Reese. I'm here for you.
Thank you. If you have any starch, you can send it.
Now, let me explain to you why what Josh said is so problematic.
Let me be offended on your behalf.
Let me protect you by explaining to you why you should be in danger.
You're just a little woman, and you need us to explain it to you.
Look, little lady, you don't understand how dangerous that was.
There's so much of this that needs to be edited out. I'm not even.
It's gonna be fun to do tomorrow after whatever my gym routine are. Probably full body.
The interesting thing about the kin is that they are quite literally, as we've kind of discussed, right? They're almost the recruiting force for the tower, but they're also not just the recruiting force for the tower. They are an entity unto themselves, and they're not unlike the sea folk, who give just enough information to keep the institution off their back. And it's an interesting kind of situation, because they're thriving. They're thriving in this situation, despite the issues, despite the limitations, despite the rules. They're thriving. And it's an example of how an organization can thrive under the most stringent rules if allowed to govern themselves. And now you get a situation where the White Tower comes in and says, yeah, we know about the kin. And the kin goes, you've known about us? All 4,000 of us? And the tower goes,
What?
Great success.
And then the kin goes, yes, I know. And Elaine goes, how old are you guys? And they're like, we're literally several hundred years older than any of you. And the White Tower goes, no, stop it. You're fucking, no. And
that's the point I was about to bring up.
Yeah.
So, Cat Swain, born in 705 NE. By the end of the books, at oldest, in 1000 NE, is 295 years old. Of the 13... Of the top 13 members of the knitting circle, which is the former knitting circle, which is the governing structure of the kin. The only definitives that we can't give are number 12 and 13, because we're only given appearance age, not actual age. But they are both known to probably be more than 300 years old. So that's 13 people of just their governing structure that's over 300 years old. The oldest known member of the kin lives in Tyr and is 600 years old. Eloisai Nemosini. I can't, bro, that fucking name. How the fuck am I supposed to say that? Aloisia, first name. Eloisai. Let me just post in the chat. Maybe
you know what you need to do is act like it's Gaelic, and
Aloisia.
And instead of saying Aloisia, right, you need to act like it's Gaelic, and you need to be like it's Alicia.
Well, what's super annoying is, like, I'm focusing on letters, and then my contact is like Hey, what if I chose now to be a problem? I haven't been for the last hour. What if I did now?
Now's a perfect time. Yeah, I'll swoop in.
Somebody help.
I was totally gonna do this. I can't.
I love how I'm scrolling through the list of like other people known to be the kin, and like I get caught up by one. It's Solane Morgellon, who's 40 but appears 28, or maybe that's the power level. Oh, strength and age if known. Strength of 40, age 28, whatever. 188. Description of this character: a lesbian kleptomaniac. After 11 years as novice and 8 years as accepted, she was sent away because unable to heal from her problem.
What's her problem? Lesbianism or kleptomanianism?
I'm gonna assume kleptomaniac.
I'm gonna hope kleptomanianism.
After she joined the kin, they perished and eventually succeeded in breaking, or they persisted, and eventually succeeded in breaking her out of her habits. She still retained her skilled fingers. Oh yes, she did. And could slip something out of someone's pocket without leaving a clue. As a separate sentence, she didn't care for men at all. She is then sent by Rand Corley to the Angreal cache in Ebudar.
Oh, I bet she is.
Bruh.
Mm-hmm.
You want a good kleptomaniac? Make sure it's a lesbian, apparently. That's what I learned from all the time.
They got the best fingers. Everybody knows.
Things from the pocket.
Speaking of parts that need cut from this episode.
The fingers.
But, yeah. So, anyway, the kin, they do a lot of surviving by feeding back into the White Tower. The White Tower does a lot of surviving by feeding off of the kin. But neither know that the other is doing so much for the other. It's the fact the kin don't know the White Tower knows about them at all. And they are shocked and horrified to find out that the White Tower knows about them at all. When Egwene is like, yeah, apparently we've always known about you. And the kin is like, what?
Yeah.
But the kin heavily augments the forces of the White Tower at the last battle, and arguably could be why the White Tower even has a significant presence at the last battle. Because they finally took on the practice of not turning people away, which the Black Tower podcast, or Black Tower pod, Black Tower farm has done from the start. So has the pod and the podcast, but in the books, Mazrim Taim wasn't just sitting there with a podcast. Or maybe he was. Who knows?
Do you remember? Black Tower Farms remembers.
Remember? Sorry.
But the kin, pretty incredible organization, pretty incredible work, fantastic work.
Really sort of a resistance type organization, which doesn't, it's the best kind of, there's the old saying, if you're a famous thief, you're a bad thief, right? If you're a famous smuggler, you're a bad smuggler.
Well, and I think go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, what I was gonna say is what I like is that they're not really like trying to be like an illegitimate organization. They're kind of trying to like just survive under the radar. Where it's like, we know we're not supposed to be here. We know we didn't qualify, but we are still here. And although we didn't qualify, we need something to do. And it's kind of, I think that's kind of the cool thing about the kin is that they're not necessarily like, the Aes Sedai didn't accept us, but we're gonna do our thing regardless. It's kind of like the Aes Sedai didn't have room for us, and we have to find a place in civilization regardless. And here we are. We found each other. And I feel like that's kind of like this cool kind of forgotten part of the White Tower, where it's like the White Tower wasn't cognizant enough to pull this into their ranks, but their like rejects were cognizant enough to be like, we can't all just be out here running amok. We have to have
come on.
Exactly. We have to have some type of like construct here. And I think it's kind of interesting where it's like the White Tower might not have figured it out, but kind of like the best of their rejects did. And it's almost like maybe you shouldn't have let those ones go. I think it's cool.
I like it.
I also like it. The kin is arguably it's one of the concepts that we love most about the Wheel of Time, right? The kin is arguably one of the most prolific organizations in the story that just doesn't get talked about enough. Like straight up, they don't. They're smart, they're educated, they understand how things work. They understand the game they're playing. When you understand the rules of the game you're playing, you can play it. And the kin is a great example of that.
That I would agree with. I mean, I think it's really cool how the kin winds up being fed by the White Tower, but also winds up feeding the White Tower. I do think it's a little weird that it's like a little Stockholm syndrome-y.
It's a strange symbiosis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like a double blind symbiosis.
Yeah. But I also think without it, in the end, the White Tower would have like grossly faltered in the last battle. So, you know, one tower's trash is another kin's treasure. And maybe you shouldn't be so picky, Aes Sedai, assholes. I mean, to be fair, your entire Green Aja could not defend the White Tower from an attack from the Shanshan, so
That's true.
maybe calm your shit.
Never.
Anyway, what do you guys think about the kin and what they've done? Did they keep a lot of traditions and weaves and stuff alive? Are they the secret success to the White Tower at the end of the series? Was it what Robert Jordan planned all along, that everything they threw away would come back to save them in the end? Or was it just happy coincidence? You'll let us know down in the comments below. But for all of us here, thank you so much for showing up to see our greeny Fajini. Sometimes it slips out of our hand and falls down, but you know, slippery is better than dry for most occasions. For all of us here at the Black Tower Podcast, I have been your mildly moist Mahel, Andrew.
I've been your mostly moist Hillary.
No pressure.
You know, the thing is if I had thought about it, I would have gone to a thesaurus and looked up a word starting with T. That means dry. That means dry. Because I would have been like, you know, making a joke about how dry I am because I don't know. Anyway, I have been your Sorovan Mahale, Josh, and I'm dry like the Sahara, which is why I'm so thirsty.
And we hope you've enjoyed this episode, and whether you experience an ambiguous sense of dryness or wetness like our Sorvan Mahale.
Ambiguous. I like that word better. Ambiguous.
Or you're only mildly moist, like myself. Or you're massively or moderately moist. I don't remember which one you said. I'm sorry. Monsooniously moist. Whatever it is for her new fiance. We love you, and we thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you again next week for the next episode of Black Tower Podcast. Good night. Take that greeny Fajini months.
You've been waiting for this moment, for this feeling to grow. In the shadows, always watching, always running the show.